Alrighty then. I've done my due diligence, so we'll see who shows up. Hello once again, everybody. How are you doing? Good to be with you. So hopefully today we can finish up Suzerain. We're very close to the ending as far as I can tell. What else? What else? Hey, how you doing? So hopefully we can get the game completed. Reminder, the Rizia DLC is coming in like 2 weeks? 3 weeks? It's very close. It's very close. Mr. President. So we'll give it another minute for people to show up. President Squid. But yeah, kind of excited. I mean, I've had a ton of fun with Suzerain, and this is only my first playthrough. How long have I been playing this game for? Let's see. So it says I've been playing for 49.8 hours. Now, granted, I've been doing a lot of goofing around and voice acting during that time, so I'm not going nearly as fast as I could. Let's see, is it on sale? Oh, it is on sale. 70% off. $5.99. So for those of you out there watching the VODs later, or who have no experience with this game, that's not a bad deal for $6 US. What's the yellow sign? Oh, not this shit again. You're talking about the guy in the upper right digging? Is this going to be a meme? Are people going to ask about the yellow sign? People are going to pop in and be like, "Hey, what's up with the yellow sign?" I'm just a man who's got a weird sense of humor. What do you want? What do you want from me? Why are you like this? What do you want from me? Alright, we're at almost the 4-minute mark. But in serious reply to your question, assuming that that's not a meme, just to answer it, and obviously there are going to be people out there later on that are going to wonder anyway. It's an animated GIF or GIF of a guy digging. It's from way back in history when there used to be this place called GeoCities, and everyone had anime fandom pages that were all permanently under construction. Seriously, every fucking page back in the day was under construction. I don't know if that poor man ever completed a single fucking project. Before it stopped existing, that would be amusing if there had been any web page that was like, "Oh yeah, construction completed." Training, construction complete. Unit ready. Yeah, it's just my weird sense of humor. It's how my weird sense of humor works. That's how it is. Alright, we're at the 5-minute mark. If they ain't here, that's a them problem, not a me problem. Let's get this finished before I get interrupted again. What do you think of Rumberg because it will be Rizzy's ally? I think Rumberg fucking started a bunch of shit. They're very... I don't know what their problem is. I don't remember if there's any history of them having a problem with Swordland, but they very clearly have been working to undermine Swordish national sovereignty. Not just us, but also, you know, Wayland. It was Wayland, right? Left Funny Man's country. I mean, it's standard geopolitical nonsense. They're probably doing that to a lot of different people, and to be honest, we should be doing that to other people too, because that's just how it is. Oh, okay, Swordland invaded Rumberg like 300 years ago. 300 years ago? Come on. Get over it. 300 years? Most of you people probably weren't even alive then. Assuming you die, or assuming you... Let's say, okay. Average lifespan, we're in the 50s, so the average lifespan for somebody in the late 1900s, you're probably talking about like 60 years old. So 300 years divided by 60, even assuming that each person was literally born back to back to back. That's like 5 generations of people. Not even your father or grandfather would have been alive back when that happened. Yet you're gonna come mess with Swordland 300 years later? What a way to hold a grudge, buddy. Wait, why is the government budget at -1 but we're growing? Yes, Rumberg took Drum from Magnolia. Obviously, she uses that as an excuse to gain power. Lakehaven used the border of Swordland, Magnolia, and Rumberg. Yeah, so just standard geopolitical nonsense. I don't like what they're doing, but it's expected on the national stage. It's like that whole thing back, you know, as a citizen of the United States, right? I've heard nothing but for the last almost 4 years. Even before that. No, longer than the last 4 years. I've heard nothing about Russia. Russia isn't interfered in the United States in elections, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that might be true. That might actually be fucking true. But guess what? We probably interfere in their elections too. We probably don't even do that just to them. We probably do that to everybody. Even our allies. There's probably United States interference in fucking British elections. Are we at war with Britain? No. Have we ever been at war with Britain since, you know, back in the day when, you know, we rebelled and then they burned down our capital and then, you know, we were all friends? But we're probably still fucking with each other's elections. What election does it? I'm just saying that as a it's a hypothetical. But politically, yeah, at any given time, every nation is exerting international pressure and subterfuge against every other nation. It's just constantly happening. And you're a darn fool if you think that, oh, only this one nation did it because the TV is now telling us that they did it and it's a bad thing. It's like, no, everybody's doing it to each other all the time. And it's just as bad when your country does it as when that country the TV is telling you that you should dislike does it to you. Ideally, we'd like to live in a world where none of that shit happened, but we can't. Because there is absolutely no way that you could just not do that. Because once you stop doing that, all you're really doing is handicapping yourself, because every other nation that's going to continue doing that is going to be like, oh, look, he's not bothering us anymore. So we can continue to allocate the resources that we were allocating to fucking with his nation, but we can also, not allocate as many resources to defending ourselves from his influence. So we can dedicate that to other things. They're not going to stop. It's not going to fucking stop. By the way, the mob administration got caught messing with the German elections, amongst a lot of other things. And again, it's not even like this is a modern thing. You can go back. You can go back. Heck, go back into the founding of the American nation. Post Revolutionary War, post-war of 1812, when everything cooled off between America and the European powers and everything, and we were just kind of our own little isolationist nation across the sea. There was probably still political pressure and subterfuge and intrigue going on. It's been going on for generations, and it will continue to go on. So, yes, officially I condemn Rumberg for their aggression against Swordland. But now that justifies us fucking around with them too. Alright, let's get this game finished before Shin decides to start streaming and interrupt again. Seriously, the man's timing is impeccable. He's gone for so long, and then, I'm trying to finish a couple of games, and he's just... Oh, hey, look, he's streaming. Alright, dinner at home. Oh, this is going to be depressing, isn't it? Well, of course not. We're a nation currently rebuilding. They thought we'd be easy to fuck with, though. They thought we'd become one of their satellite states, but not Swordland. Not us. Don't fuck with us. Depending on who's left, this can be depressive. I think I still got my wife, at least. I miss my wife, Tails. Oh yeah, Diana. With the election looming. Oh, let me adjust that a little. How's the audio? Everything good? It looks like game audio is about where it should be. Mic audio looks good. With the election looming, I'd practically been sleeping at the Maroon Palace lately. But tonight, I made a deliberate effort to get home early. After much pleading on my part, Monica had given me rare permission to join her and Diana for supper. I couldn't be late. I didn't know if it was my imagination, but there seemed to be more guards outside my complex than usual. I hurried past them, went inside, and locked the front door behind me. I heard hesitant footsteps coming my way. Hi, Papa. I'm gonna have to go 1. Diana, how was school? Where's your mother? I opened my arms to embrace my daughter. She reluctantly accepted. How's school? Diana shrugged. I won a prize at the handcrafts fair. Mama didn't seem to care that much, though. Well, I care. She's just jealous because she was always bad at sewing. Ah, the shade. Well, I care. You fucked up reforming education? No? Deanna ignored my comment and gestured vaguely towards the kitchen. Mama's in there. I'll be up in my room till dinner. I followed her with my eyes as she went upstairs, thinking about the days when she idolized me. She was starting to look more and more like her mother. I hesitantly stepped into the kitchen. Monica was stirring a pot in the stove, her back turned to me. Hug her from behind. Smells delicious. I don't know if hugging her from behind would go off well. She's probably still very angry. I mean, I would, but she's probably still mad. Smells delicious. Monica whirled around in surprise. Her eyes narrowed. God, Anton, don't startle me like that. Go wait in the living room. I'll tell you when dinner's ready. I walked back out and sat on the living room sofa. I awkwardly flipped through one of Monica's women magazines. I felt like an intruder in my own home. Deanna came back downstairs and made a beeline for the pencil case on the coffee table. Almost forgot that. Frank never took his studies so seriously. What do you hear from your brother these days? Frank never took his studies so seriously. What do you hear from her brother these days? Yeah, let's see what Frank's up to. I think he's getting really into his army training. Papa, is Sorlin run by a bunch of weaklings? What? Of course not. It's complicated. Now listen, Diana. It's really easy to call people weaklings, to look down your nose at other people. That's something you must never do. Now, I can't say what Frank is saying or why he believes the things he does. But sometimes, being a man means that you have to be able to not do the thing to demonstrate strength or power, but you have to be able to hold yourself to the things you believe in. Or something like that, I don't know. Depending on where Frank is, this convo can be fun. What? Of course not. Monica appeared in the doorway. She smiled at Diana, then fixed me with an icy look. Dinner's ready. The three of us gathered around the dining room table. Monica ladled out bowls of beef stew. Not my favorite, but a comforting dish nonetheless. Now that we're all here, I wanted to say something. Raise your glass. Tap on the side of your glass. It seems awfully, I don't know, silly. 3 seems like kind of a silly answer to me. Raise my glass. It's considering how awkward things are right now, that might be a little too theatrical. Now that we're all here, I wanted to say something. I know the past 4 years have been hard on all of us. The past 4 years have been the hardest in my life. The past 4 years have tested our strength as a family. I kind of like number 3. I know the past 4 years have been hard on all of us. And the past 4 years have been the hardest of my life. The past 4 years have tested our strength as a family. I was so busy focusing on the needs of the Swordish people that I forgot about Sordland's most important people, my own wife and daughter. I let my power get to my head. I became unrecognizable to myself and to all of you. I've done some unforgivable things, especially to you, Monica. Damn. What power, though? I didn't let power go to my head. I don't know. Maybe they can fix this in a patch later and have that changed out. So if you're not too power crazy, you can say something like you were too focused on well, that would be kind of just repeating number 1 though. I didn't really let power get to my head, though. Like, that would be fine if you were running, like, a corruption route or something. Yeah, 2 is kind of a nonsense answer. I mean, it really doesn't seem to fit in with anything. It would make sense if I actually was going mad with power, but if anything, I did everything I could to avoid abusing power. Can you get Diana in a divorce? I hope someday we'll be able to put this behind us and be a family again. I hope I can redeem myself someday. You have to have the SC on your side or bribe them. I don't know why this goes in front of the Supreme Court, but whatever. Yeah, that's a little weird. See, it's kind of it's kind of hard to choose because if you've had women angry at you enough, you know there's almost no correct way to answer anything or say you're sorry. Some will just never ever let you live it down ever. Well, the Supreme Court rules that Monica hit you, so you have the right to beat her up. Oh, shit. Self-defense and punishes her for domestic crime. I mean, honestly, to be fair, a lot of people wouldn't like that, but I mean, that's equality. If a woman swings on a man, her ass should get the same treatment as a man swinging on her. I can't speak to the other. Monica looked at me sadly. She slowly shook her head. As a first step towards that, I'm retiring from politics at the end of this term. I swear to you both, I'll learn from my mistakes as I strive to make Swordland a better place. Oh, interesting. So we can either retire or claim to do better as we're still in politics. But yeah, as far as that goes, yeah, if I don't care what anybody says. If a woman swings on a man, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that, you know, it was a dude she was swinging on. What matters is what she was doing, and yeah, it's not acceptable. Domestic partners should never do that. So I can either announce that I'm retiring from politics, or just claim to do better. I don't think I'd be able to retire from politics, though. That's the thing. Like, we've achieved a lot. Quite a lot. So, I don't know. I don't know if Monica would ever even forgive me if I did that. I think I'm kind of leaning towards 2, yeah. I swear to you both, I'll learn from my mistakes as I strive to make Swordland a better place. Monica sighed heavily. Diana, your father and I are getting divorced. Oh, snaps! Why are you like this? Diana took a sip of her water. I could see she was trying to act mature. That's not a surprise, Mama. He hasn't been living at the house in weeks. Monica, we were going to wait until after the election. Your mother is right, Diana. We're getting divorced immediately after the election. Damn, Monica. Why are you like this? So I can either retire from politics, I'm assuming, or not. Don't worry. We won't make it public until then. I just wanted Diana to know. Mama, can't you give him a chance? Maybe things really could get better. Oh, sweetheart. It's too late for that. She turned to me, her eyes full of regret. I'm sorry, Anton. This dinner was a mistake. I think you should go. I will. I'll see you later, Diana. This is the presidential complex. Last I checked, I was still president. Damn, divorced, huh? No divorce. No divorce. Diana was still sitting at the table, looking uncomfortable. I guess. I'll call you soon, Papa. Good luck. Monica refused to meet my gaze. I wonder if this was the last time I would see either of them. I put that thought out of my mind as I made my way back to the guest house. I still had plenty of work to do. What's wrong with Monica? Monica's problem is... Honestly, Monica's problem is that she does not accept responsibility for her own actions. Funny is that if you retire... you can become husband of Monica, the great feminist. Ew. Ew. But yeah, Monica. Monica's problem, from what I've seen throughout the game, is, well, her heart's in the right place. She has absolutely shit timing. Absolutely shit timing. So remember how narrow that vote was to reform the Constitution? She chose absolutely the wrong moment to try and step up and make a political statement. And then just expected me to back her ass up. I'm like, you're making a fucking scene. You are creating an incident. What are you doing, woman? You can also become a great football coach, a great author, or see how you buy the stocks in the beginning. You could have let her speak, but that would have probably resulted in one vote. Main focus of our election campaign. The time has come to decide on the main focus of our election campaign. Once again, we will have to determine the way forward for Swordland. Healthcare, education, security, military. If you own the vineyard, you can become a farmer. I don't think we need to buff our military, since we're part of the UN, basically. Yeah, I think our healthcare is good, and so I don't think we need to worry about healthcare or military. So it'd just be education or security. But aren't we reforming the special zone? So that should resolve a lot of those problems. I think, yeah, probably education is what I'd lean towards. Security might need some investment. Alright, we'll go with security. Presidential debate? Oh boy, here we go. The makeup girl dusted my cheeks with one last coat of powder as the lights in the Swordfish Broadcasting Corporation studio flickered to life. Back during the '53 election, I had debated my political opponents on the radio. Now, the debate was to be televised, like everything else these days. '50s, so black and white television, 640 by 480 max resolution. Or no, I think TV resolution is even worse than that. I think it's like 320 or something. Interpolated. Scan lines. Heavily compressed audio. I wish I had some filters enabled so I could simulate that, you know, the scuff of Well, in answer to the question, Swordsland has always been a great nation, and we continue to expand our good relations with other nations. If you have, if you have the Gestapo, oh, why is it doing that? If you have the Gestapo or an emergency, this debate can be totally hilarious. Don't forget, the NS Germany already had working TVs. Check your reflection. Take a sip of something strong. Peter. I can't. I've seen what that does to people, Peter. Just throwing around death threats or outright arresting other candidates. Oh. There we go. Okay, there we go. I pulled out a pocket mirror and looked at my face. I didn't remember all these wrinkles being there 4 years ago. I took my place in one of the uncomfortable wooden chairs next to the moderator's desk, besides the other presidential candidates. The moderator walked in and sat at her desk. I recognized her as the former SBC reporter I'd encountered on a number of occasions. She nodded to me and the others. We'll begin in just a few minutes. I'm looking forward to an evening of polite and civil discourse. One can only hope. Where's the fun in that? She smiled at me gratefully before turning back towards the cameras. After a quick countdown, we were live. 4, 3, 2. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The Swordish Broadcasting Company is pleased to welcome all candidates in the 1957 Swordish presidential election. To my left is Anton Rain, the incumbent president of Swordland. Glad to be here. Amorgna Westcor. Say nothing. Franz Richter, leader of the PFJP. A new era of freedom and justice is about to begin. Casaro Kebener, leader of the NFP. Gracie Swordland. Monsoon Lake of the Bludish Workers' Party, formerly an independent assembly member. Indeed, the great Fayette Edgel and I once dreamed of a leading peace for all of Bludia and Swordland. After his departure, I have recommended that dream end to my party. Our last candidate is Dennis Staller of the Communist Party. That's right. We may have failed to meet the threshold last time, but the poor and downtrodden of Swordland will unite and rise up. I thought I saw Friends roll his eyes. He and Dennis had been fierce rivals since the latter left the PFJP decades ago. Now that everyone's been introduced, let's proceed to the questions. President Rain has already outlined some of his second-term plans. What about the rest of you? What will your first priority be when you take office? You already know what I'm going to say. President Rain has pointed us in the right direction, but only the PFJP can transform Swordland into a true democracy. Governing together, our parties will use the new reforms as a launch pad for new laws that enrapture Ensure representation for every single Swordish citizen. Gisara clears out. As president, I would crack down on the enemies of the state who are threatening to tear this country apart. Separatists, militants, foreign agents, criminal cartels. We shall show them the meaning of Swordish justice. Unbelievable. This simply proves the point I was about to make. Swordland is not free as long as its women and minorities are still discriminated against. Only once we dismantle the mechanisms of oppression can we begin to move this country forward. And of course, the number one mechanism of oppression is capitalism. Yeah. Okay, let's move on. President Rain, you've already pledged to make security a focus on your second term. Would you care to elaborate on that? Budget constraints during my first term meant I couldn't devote enough resources to this vital area. I regret that now. Swordland needs a president who is tough on crime. It's as simple as that. Ah, the budget. We are growing. Kind of leaning towards 1. Budget constraints. Gonna be tough on crime. It's as simple as that. That money could be better spent helping Swordland's people, not greasing the wheels of an unjust system. We can address those comments later, if there's time. Moving on. Mr. President, just prior to tonight's debate, your press office signaled there could be grander plans in store for your second term. Is that correct? Heck, policeman. Welcome, welcome. Yes, and I can't wait to unveil them. Absolutely. No, that release was sent out in error. I'm keeping my plans modest. Did we have greater plans? I mean, we've pretty much accomplished all the stuff we were intending to accomplish. We protected the country. We reformed the Constitution. We reformed the Supreme Court. I mean, what else would there be? You could make one up now. Okay. A great plan. Send my wife Monica to the gulag so that I can keep my beautiful daughter. Sure then, let's go with it. Let's make something up. And I can't wait to unveil them. Please go on. I want to put, let me try them. Why I want to put Swordland Swordland to put a man on the moon. I can't do the Kennedy. I can't do the Kennedy accent. Not right now. I don't know why. Swordland must develop a nuclear arsenal. A nuclear Swordland, let's go. Make anime real. We will grant a basic living wage to every man and woman in Swordland, unemployed or otherwise. Oh no! Universal basic income? Fuck that noise. Nope. Nope. No UBI. Not on my watch. I guess we can either pretend that we're going to be becoming nuclear power or win the space race. Communism. No communism. I mean, I guess I would go with 1 here. Win the space race victory. We can all go to Alpha Centauri together. I want Swordland to put a man on the moon. The other candidates burst out laughing. I'm serious. Swordland is going into space. Just kidding. We have too many problems to solve here at home before we can think of entering the space race. Maybe not during my term, but someday. Putting a man on the moon is very anime. So basically we can go full Wings of Hanamis mode and put everything into a space race victory and then get invaded by neighboring countries who are claiming that we're going to use it to launch nuclear missiles. But then we still win the space race victory. Also, spoilers, but anime is from like the 80s. I think it was like the 80s or the early 90s. Royal Space Force Wings of Hanamis. That is the origin of the pulling can't into space meme. Wings of Hanamis is way older than that? Is it from like the 70s or something? Say you're entering a space race and get nukes instead. My favorite anime is from the 70s. Classic era. Space nukes. Listen, all you gotta do is just go into space and then drop a colony on the planet. That's all you gotta do. I mean, fuck it. Might as well go with 1. Go with 1. We're seriously going into space. Actually, I feel like that would be silly because we probably aren't going into space. At least not during my administration. That would be amazing if we could, but I don't think we are. So I think I'll go with 2. Just kidding. We have too many problems to solve here at home before we can think of entering the space race. Very well. Let's move on to the economy then. Now that recession is no longer a threat, how will all of you bring the swordfish economy forward? With all due respect, that isn't a priority for my party at the moment. Booming markets and increasing CEO salaries aren't an indicator of whether Swordish workers can put food on their tables. Swordland is as wealthy as it needs to be. Our task is to redistribute that wealth so that all citizens can prosper. Commie! Communist! I couldn't agree more that Swordland needs to help its working families, which is why I've developed a comprehensive program of tax initiatives for small businesses. I will also implement a market economy in Swordland, with state intervention as necessary to ensure the free market produces results close to its theoretical potential. And I would continue and expand upon the privatization of our major corporations. There's a massive potential in our country's economic capacity. I would push for autarky in transferring technical knowledge to our local industries. Swordland must control all strategic resources of production and be as independent as possible from foreign influences. You look at the camera. We must increase our economic capabilities to then turn our goods into quality yet affordable export materials for other developing nations. I would also impose high taxes upon the rich to fund military-industrial research and developments. On top of that, I would remove Rain's ridiculous vice tax so that swords can once more enjoy an affordable drink and a smoke after a long working day. Dennis made a scoffing sound. The real danger to our economy is oligarchs like Walter Tusk and Marco Conti. No one man must be allowed to hold so much wealth. I agree, those two must be stopped. The oligarchs are the engine that keeps our economy running. Marcel Caronti has done more for Swordland than you ever will. Marcel isn't so bad. So, we hate the oligarchs. We like the oligarchs. We like one of the oligarchs, or we don't say anything. I mean, I didn't side with either of the oligarchs, so... I think I'd have to go with 5. Because that's siding against them, that's siding with them, and that's siding with only one of them. But I think this would be an opportunity to get the oligarchs against this asshole. They're probably already mad at me, so any chance to get them off of my ass sounds like a good day. We're getting off track. Mr. President, would you care to comment on your plans for the economy? Why fix what's not broken? As long as I remain president, Swordland will never see another recession. My recovery was just the beginning. If I stay president, Swordland will become one of the world's wealthiest nations. The threat of recession is over, but I will not rest until every sword can enjoy the fruits of our recovery. They're busy buying more shares. The threat of recession is over, but I will not rest until every sword can enjoy the fruits of our recovery. My recovery is just the beginning. If I stay president, Swordland will become the world's wealthiest nations. Why fix what's not broken? As long as I remain president, Swordland will never see another recession. Why do I feel like that would be a bad choice to make? Like all of a sudden next term, or not next term, next quarter or whatever, all of a sudden we're in a recession. Thank you, President Rain. My next question concerns Swordland's foreign relations. To the non-incumbent presidents, would you maintain the international alliances President Rain has formed? Of course I would. Membership in ATO was always the logical next step for Swordland. I'm looking forward to developing those relationships further. I can't believe we were ever in the same party. Dennis turned to look at me. We all know Lesbia and Arcasia don't give a damn about us. We will only grow stronger by marching arm in arm with our socialist brothers. Our socialist brothers and sisters. Sure, the point is... These two clowns. Let's move on to the next candidate. I lowered the election threshold to give Mr. Stoller and his party a voice. Let him speak. Yeah, shut up, Dennis. I kinda want him to keep talking. Let these guys sabotage themselves by talking. Thank you, Mr. President. The only way either of them wins is if you arrested literally everybody else. Damn. Really. They're just here to fill up space, huh? Thank you, Mr. President. I was going to stress the superficial surface benefits of the ATO are nothing compared to the deeper bonds cultivated by a membership in CSP. I would add that we have been unfairly ignoring the newly emancipated nations from Rika and Zina. Aiding these countries, they find their fate would strike a blow against the forces of colonialism and could prove beneficial to us as well. Oh no, colonialism. If I may, all this talk of East and West, socialist and capitalist, is missing the point. Of course, I would advocate for staying on good terms with Arcasia, but Sordlin's strongest ties must be to our tribal cousins in Valgsland and Agnolia. Together, we conquered the lands of Rum so that many centuries ago, and together, we who are pure of blood will rise up and reclaim this continent. Pure of blood. I wonder what that means. Nice sentiment. Shame we can't ally with Valgsland and Agnolia at the same time. That'll be enough of that, Casaro. Say nothing. He's gonna say the words. He's gonna say the word and get the stream banned. We must create a swordland for... No, I'm not even gonna say it jokingly. Let's let him keep talking. That's all the time we have for that question. What? Nothing else was said. Is she helping me? May I just add that my decision to join ATO likely saved us from having to go to war with Rumberg. I just wanted to point out that no Swordish president has managed to garner the attention of a superpower before, let alone ally with one. Ooh. I like point 2, that's spicy. Don't say anything. But 2, very spicy. I mean, number 2, I kind of like number 2. Yeah, we'll go with 2. As I said, we need to move on to the next topic. The next topic is of personal interest to many people watching at home. Women across Swordland have been marching for equal rights throughout the Reign presidency. Do you plan on addressing their demands? I'll stop you right there. These radical demonstrators hardly represent a majority. The only thing ladies truly want is a peaceful home life. Until women have the same rights as men, peace is not an option. Peace is not an option. Peace was never an option. I have consulted intensively with my deputy Manole Suhail on this. With PFJP in power, we would achieve what Reign failed to and help unprecedented numbers of women enter the Swordish workforce. More women in the workforce sounds nice on paper, but it's unfortunately not as simple as that. Look at countries like Arcasia. The women in high-paying jobs are those privileged enough to hand off their domestic duties to household staff. As your president, I would create policies specifically aimed at women from the disadvantaged communities, so that no female sword is lifted up at the expense of another. communists. Makes a lot of sense. Remind me to consult with you during my next term. Swordish women are doing just fine. I don't know what you're all on about. Say nothing. Shh, the grown-ups are talking. There's only one good answer, not to say anything. All those other ones are terrible. Those are all terrible answers. Anything to add, Mr. President? I would have achieved unprecedented rights for Swordland's women had certain individuals not blocked me. Swordland will not give in demands of a few radicals. We must hold firm to tradition. No. Next question. Oh, so pass the buck. Cause political chaos. Blame someone else for our failure to pass reforms and whatnot. I mean, it's technically theoretically true, but as a leader, you really can't pass the buck. We can't just say it was someone else's fault we never passed more reforms. It'd probably be easier to just convince the people that it was constantly being sabotaged by Monica choosing the absolute worst fucking times to try and make political statements and ruining it all. Chaos is good. Better to keep your mouth closed and be thought a fool than open it and prove everyone correct. That brings me to my next question. What about the status of Swordland's minorities? I'm speaking particularly about the Bloods. Monica is bad, making Deanna sad. I have no problem with the Bloodish community as long as they make an effort to integrate into Swordish society, like Mr. Leck here. I've shown nothing but kindness towards the Bloods, as they have reacted only with violence. Oh wow. The events of the past 4 years have proven that peaceful coexistence between the Swords and Bloods is a mere pipe dream. Damn, let's just pour gasoline on let's just pour gasoline on racial tension. Yeah, I think that's the only good choice. Monsoon struggled to stay calm. Mr. President, I won't allow you to bring me into this. Not after the way you've treated my compatriots. The great Bludish people wish to be safe. We talk about safety when our country is facing conditions of insurgency. His eyes focused on him. It's the President's job to look after the safety of the Swordish people, and that's exactly what he has done. Although, of course, I believe more safety measures could have been taken. His friend smoothly cut in. I'll spare you if it was another of NFP's racist tirades. As you can tell, xenophobia is alive and well in Swordland, despite the President's best efforts. I will work with the WPB to ensure the Brutish people get the equal status they have been denied for so long. Yes, we will all work together. Good luck getting the Assembly to agree on that. I believe it's time to move on to another subject. She hurriedly flipped through her notes. It appears we have time for one last question. President Rain, given this country's rather turbulent political history, will you accept the results of the election, whatever they are? What kind of question is that? Of course I'll accept the results. I will respect what the people of Swordland decide. Yes, but I pledge I will never stop fighting for my beliefs. Yeah, one is kind of petulant. I don't like that answer. So it'd have to be 2 or 3. I'll respect what the people of Swordland decide. Yes, but I pledge I will never stop fighting for my beliefs. The mere fact that you have to ask this question is proof that Swordland is far from the democracy it must become. Assuredly, this is a disrespectful question to ask in a sitting president. The leader of Swordland shall stay in power for however long its people and God will. I couldn't have said that better myself. If there is a God, you will never become president. She was well within her right to ask that. The president must never be elevated above anyone else. No, number 3. That's a little too spicy. That would be hilariously spicy. That's agreeing with him. I mean, we've been a reformist, so that would make sense. Right, I'd like to end the evening by allowing each candidate to make a short closing statement. I'm grateful to the President for finally paving the way for my party into assembly. But I ask you, why stop there? Swedish socialism is upon our doorstep. All that is left to do is embrace it. Now that smaller parties have been given a voice, it is time to rise up and make your own heard, man or woman, blood or sword. Whatever differences President Rain and I expressed during this debate, our alliance still stands. No matter who wins, we will govern together to bring Swordland a freedom it has never known before. For a Swordland that truly belongs to its own people, there is only one way to vote. President Rain, I've already said everything I need to say. Thank you for a pleasant evening. People of Swordland, we have only just begun. A new day began to dawn. We must not abandon what we started. We've only just begun. We must not abandon what we started. Very well. Thanks to all the candidates for your time tonight. The Swordfish Broadcasting Corporation wishes all of our viewers a good evening. She motioned to the crew, and the camera stopped rolling. Just a straight up continue button. Oh boy, here we go. Sometime later. Election speech. Oh boy. Oh boy. Is it time? Is it time? Is it finally time to add this game to the rare collection of games that I've actually managed to complete? My term was almost over. I paced back and forth behind the stage, gathering my strength. This was the last major event before the election. A massive crowd awaited me. It was the biggest gathering of people we'd managed to assemble during my campaign. And if my advisors were right, it was also the largest ever assembled in Salt Square. Bordered by Hallstad State University, Hallstad Ark Sanctuary, the library of Swordland, and the historic City Hall, the square could accommodate nearly 1 million people, and tonight it was packed. The noise of the crowd rose up around me on all sides. Would I ever address so many people again? Suddenly, the music began. It was Vectern Sista, a famous song by the composer of the Swordfish National Anthem. Victory is close. Then, Lucian announced my name and invited me to the stage. It was finally time. In my dark gray suit and maroon tie, I walked up to the podium as the crowd started applauding. I saw a sea of USB flags and banners before me. It was as if people had painted the square maroon. I took a good look at my electorate. People of Swordland, brothers and sisters, fellow Swordfish citizens, $1 million is crazy in a nation of 40 million. That is about 5% of the entire voting population. I mean, more depending. Because not a lot of people actually vote unless they're forced to vote. So the numbers are actually far lower. Like, that's one of the things I absolutely love about people who are like, our democracy. And it's like, yeah, a lot of free nations where people are just allowed to vote, they're not forced to vote, which is kind of weird to think about, but just bear with me here. A lot of people don't. And then those same people will randomly complain that, I don't like the government. I don't like the way things are going. It's like, well, yeah, why don't you do something about it? Turnout is actually not even perfect, but still really good in nations that more or less will fine you if your ass doesn't vote. I know. I'm not saying you don't. I'm not saying you don't. That's not a thing directed at you. I'm just saying, just overall, in general. It is, I agree. I agree completely. It is crazy. Especially back in these days, that's a lot of people. The 1950s, 1 million people in the 1950s, when it was a lot harder to sort of use mass media to sort of organize these sorts of things. 1 million people is a lot of people. So again, it's not just comparison with like any one particular thing. It's just me marveling. You are correct. I agree. I agree completely. Brothers and sisters, I welcome all who have come here once again to support a new beginning and stable progress towards a brighter future. Today, the future belongs to the people. The future belongs to Swordland. I welcome you all. I must thank everyone who came here to support me during such a critical time for Swordland. Imagine 1 million people would show up to a speech in the California election. Yeah? Let's see, I like number 1. I welcome all who have come here once again to support a new beginning and stable progress towards a brighter future. Today, the future belongs to the people. And the future belongs to Swordland. I welcome you all. Must thank everyone who came to support me during a critical time for Swordland. I kind of like all of them, but I'm leaning against number 3. I'm kind of leaning towards... I don't know, New Beginning, on the other hand, sounds kind of like... sounds kind of like I'm jinxing myself. Today, the future belongs to the people. The future belongs to Swordland. I welcome you all. That one's kind of underwhelming, though. I am honored to be running alongside a great man like Lucien Galad. I have counted on Lucien Galad's calm and calculated judgment in these difficult days. I am fortunate to have such a great man by my side. Lucien waved at the crowd as they cheered loudly. I am grateful to walk this path in life with the amazing Monica Rain, who has supported me through the last 4 years. I must thank my wife, Monica, the First Lady of Swordland, for being such a strong woman. I thank my family for making me the man I am today. I am very lucky to have them. No. No what? No thanking Monica? I mean, I feel ya, but we are still trying to keep up appearances, at least until the election is over. No, Monica. Don't mention her. Thank the family. Alright, fine. No, Monica. Monica walked out on the stage when I said that. The crowd cheered one more time. And most importantly, I thank you for supporting me through these difficult years. And my greatest thanks goes out to all of you who came here today. You are the backbone of this campaign. Your noise is shaking the whole country. I must also thank every one of our citizens who resisted and fought with us. I think number 2. I like number 2. I had to pause and wait for the giant wave of applause to subside. She made Deanna sad so she gets ignored. 4 years ago, you and I began a journey together. We came together to bring prosperity to this glorious nation. Since 1954, swords have been given cliffs to climb and found the tenacity to climb them. Now, we can see the valley below. You once protested our corrupt political establishment, and you elected me to fight for you, to finally put Swordland first. One and two are good choices. Corruption, though. We also did fight corruption. I think all three are kind of good choices. I'm kind of leaning towards either one or two, though. With prosperity. With the power you entrusted upon us, my administration fought to serve your interests alone. When I look back, I see achievements that will never be forgotten. Our government showed this nation steady, consistent, and principled leadership with a clear and positive plan. Yeah, we didn't really have any scandals besides Peter. So, I guess 3? We wrote history when we celebrated our changes to the outdated Constitution of 1929. We have amended our once untouchable constitution and opened the way for further reforms. They did not believe in me when I first proposed our constitutional changes. I proved everyone wrong. Three? Really? Try and take credit for all of it? I mean, I guess if these be our final hours, might as well dunk on them. Economic instability and depression plagued our country, but together, we overcame them. We managed to fix the recession and put it behind us. Now, we can safely begin building our country back up again. By securing valuable international deals, we brought foreign investments and greatly increased our economic prosperity. We completed one of the biggest infrastructure projects in Swordland's history, which led to rapid economic development. Oh, the highway project. Yeah. I mean, we did complete the highway project. Kind of tempted to brag about that. International deals, yeah, we did that too. Recession, we did that too. I mean, these are all good choices. I mean, there's no lies detected here, at least not on my end. Thinking number 4. As I promised 4 years ago, I made education the focus of my administration and greatly expanded our services to the Swordish people. When you asked me to fix our education system, I took responsibility and delivered the best results in 4 years' time. I don't know about best results, so expanded services, yeah, we'll go with that. We improved rural treatment substantially by hiring health staff and upgrading equipment. Thanks to our policies, Swordish people can now enjoy more accessible and higher quality health care. We built new rural schools and increased access to education. We improved rural education by purchasing new materials and upgrading old school equipment. We provided the Swordish people with higher quality and more accessible education. I mean, the degree for rural education institutes and the one for deporting teachers also improves it. We established a minimum wage and expanded rights and legal protection for our workers. We helped millions of children and parents with our child benefit policy. We enacted policies that protect the interests of the Swordish people. I don't know if I'd brag about minimum wage. Minimum wage is abused by governments. It's more a tool of businesses than anything else. I guess child benefit policy? We took steps to protect our proud mother tongue and unified our education in the Swordish language. During our term, the traditional values of Swordland were protected and strengthened like never before. Fuck yeah, swords for the Swordish. By establishing the Free Trade Commission, we ensured healthy competition so that our citizens can buy higher quality products for less. I've worked long and hard to ensure a brighter future for our country and our people. President Red, President Red, President Red, President Red. We integrated Swordland into the international arena. Now, Swordland is a member of the ATO. I don't know, can I add reverb? I'm curious here. Can I add a reverb filter? I don't know if one comes default with sorry for the scuff here. I just want to figure something out for a quick second. Filter. Nope. Nope. Can't do a reverb. Can't do a reverb. I'd have to install a reverb VST in order to do that. As a new member of the ATO, we will be walking together towards the future with more confident steps, together with our allies. Swordland will stand with the ATO against Moldavianism. With the power of the West, Swordland will be a dominant force in Eastern Marcopa. Fuck yeah, fuck the communists. Fuck communism. All my homies hate communism. Also, wasn't it yesterday? The day that Marx finally became a good communist? I took a look at my supporters. They were now yelling, "Barbarians! Barbarians! Barbarians!" We have made great progress. We are making progress. And there is still a lot more to do. Now, it is our task to build a more hopeful Swordland. A Swordland that is confident in its ability to reach for the heavens. These changing times are full of excitement and opportunity. And here, you face a choice. Our opponents' policies are dramatically different from ours. They oppose the stability we're trying to bring to Swordland. The other candidates made no realistic promises. Let them dream, while we make things happen. This is why I need your help. Let's build a bold, prosperous, and forward-looking Swordland. A united Swordland! I was cooed in first run, and in second run, you ran away. The audience broke out into applause again. Now, we have historic goals within our reach. We will keep building a more helpful Swordland. Nobody can hold us back. After all these years, we have come too far to abandon the dream we fought for. We must keep moving to the future we imagined in 1953. More than 30 years after the Swordish people seized the right to determine their own destiny, we still need to move forward to perfect our nation. I promise you, we will remind everyone that the Republic of Swordland is the greatest nation in the world. We are still all fired up. We are still ready to go. Let us finish what we started. Together, We have been building our dream of Swordland, the great Swordish dream. And today, in this square, that dream is renewed. Vote United Swordland, vote Rain, let's go forward. Well, shit, might as well tell them to remind them to vote for me. Vote Rain! God bless Swordland! Thank you! The morning will come. The morning has come. Isn't it the morning will come? The morning has come is the saying. 3 is the statement. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. Because I know 1 was the actual saying. The other one was the was just me basically saying, yeah, our morning is here. 3? Really? Oh yeah, I kind of leaning towards 3. All right, we can go with 3. The morning will come. Ah, Morgna Westcore. Thunderous applause erupted. Everyone responded. Vectorns is da. I raised my hand and formed a victory sign before I left the podium. That was it. The elections were approaching once again, just like in the beginning. Complete Chapter 4. On election day, millions went out to cast their votes, setting turnout records in Swordland. For the second time, your moment of truth had arrived. The United Swordland Party came out as the winner, again securing your second term as president. This time, however, you won as a coalition with the FJP. You were about to form the government together. Love this game. Victory had come. The people had spoken again. The party owed its success to you. The People's Freedom and Justice Party was again the second largest party in the Assembly, while the National Front came in third. The die had been recast. In a historic moment, the Workers' Party of Bludia managed to enter the assembly for the first time, surpassing the 8% threshold. The Communist Party of Swordland finished just below the threshold, failing to be represented again. You declared that the morning has come. You congratulated all parties that participated in the elections. You congratulated the new assembly members. Because the Constitution was easier to amend now, most of the opposition came forth with demands to pursue further constitutional reforms ahead of your inauguration. Many citizens were also starting to sympathize with them. In response, you rejected further amendments, promised to cooperate with them. You promised to cooperate as soon as your official inauguration was complete. Your second term was about to begin. You stood on the podium overlooking the famous Hill of Pride once again. It was a particularly cold day. When you looked at the thousands of people with hopeful eyes, your shoulders grew heavy, and you shivered. You swallowed the feeling. You dreamed about the future. You saw a wealthier Swordland. The country saw massive economic development over your next term. The remnants of the Sol era were long gone. Businesses became more profitable. The markets were freed of regulation. As the markets became freer, the people of Swordland also became free. As the economic boom continued, the most critical problems vanished one by one. Swordland was finally letting go of its past. You worked hard to reach the potential of the Source Dream. You worked hard to establish neoliberal Arcasian capitalism in Swordland. You did everything you could to expand freedoms. With a sense of duty to your nation, you worked hard, sacrificing all of your time, your sleep, even your soul. Thanks to your efforts, Swordland became stronger and a better place to live for its citizens. And you heard them cheer your name. You smiled. You knew you deserved to be praised more than anyone for the success. You deserved the praise. You knew there was more you could be doing. You needed more power to do even better. You also saw Monica. You were back together again. She must have forgiven you. Diana became a strong and successful young woman. Frank was a family man already. You were proud of them. Right in the feels. No more obstacles to the Sword's Dream were left. Now the morning had truly come. The morning brought a united and happy Swordland, an independent and formidable Swordland, you knew it was possible. Victory was here. But the real morning was still on the horizon. A fierce gust of wind shook you out of your daydream. Monica was not here. You never got back together. And the years had not passed. You were still on the podium, waiting to be sworn in. Chief Justice Hawker stood next to you and said, "Please repeat after me. I do solemnly swear that I will respectfully execute the office of the President of Swordland. I do solemnly swear." Well, there it is. 2.2 million people found a job. 81% fewer maternal deaths were recorded. 8,222 people died to criminal violence. 779 people were killed during the clashes between the Red Youth and Young Swords. 86,450 soldiers became unemployed. 3,390 people with Blutish descent were jailed and 239 were killed. 3,899 legal cases were delayed. 11,340 domestic violence cases were reported. 13,142 businesses were founded. 259,498 students were left secondary education without graduating. 5,200 state employees lost their jobs, while 3 oligarchs obtained 20% of the Swedish economy. 633 ATO officers arrived in Swordland. The 260,000 are sad. Those get prevented by the Children for the Future Act. Oh. I mean, do I want to end the game? I don't know. Is there anything else I can do here? There's only one button I think I can click on. There's me. I think on the political compass test, this is actually pretty close to where I normally am. I think in this game, I've gone a little bit more capitalist, but I'm usually like center right. So I'm like couple squares from the middle down here. It's in the right area though, so screenshot. I thought I did. Well, I'll do it again. Alright, there we go. I screenshot it again. I'll probably post the screenshots on SquidCoyote. I don't think there's anything else I can do, though. Is there? Alright. I think that's about it. Well, it is now. That was a hell of a ride. That little fake out, the daydream about being with Monica and the family. Ah, that was a low blow. Poignant. I would have probably still made the same decision before, but man, that's like one of those fake out scenes in an anime where, you know, like a character is imagining something and then they don't tell you that. This episode is a character imagining something. And then at the end of the episode, it's like, oh, hey, the last, like, 5 to 10 minutes is them actually having reality crash in on it. Well, yes, I know that. I'm just saying, like, that was, oh, man. In memory of Horst Nowak. Rippin' pepperoni, Horst Nowak. May flights of angels sing thee to thy peace. King Squid of Rizia is next on March 25th. We shall see. We shall see. It's still, what, just over a week away? We'll see. But yeah, it's time. Credits are done. Alright, well, it's been a good 2 hours. A good, like, 60 hours of my life on this game. Nah, man. What a great game. I will probably, for sure, be picking up Rizia. But yeah, I think I'll wrap it up here. I got to go take care of Squid things. So, yeah. This has been Suzerain. It is currently on sale for anybody out there who doesn't currently own it. I can't even remember where I first picked it up, but I did. And it ended up being one of the best purchases I did have, so I guess it is that time. I'll see you all out there, and take her easy. Whatever you do.